Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Entrepreneur Extraordinaire with your favorite host, the boss lady herself, aka Cheryl Jones, that little old country girl. I pray that you all are doing absolutely marvelous on this beautiful Friday. You woke up, so that's a reason for you to give praise. And I'm so grateful that you take the time to listen to this podcast. And boy, do I have a wonderful podcast in store for you today. I have the extraordinary Nisha Wynter, and I'm going to introduce her to you, my friends, and she's going to tell you all about what she wants to share with you. Nisha, welcome to Entrepreneur Extraordinaire.
Thank you so much, Cheryl Jones. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here this evening.
Okay, so now can you let everyone know just what it is that you do?
Well, I am a travel business owner in the travel industry. So I book people's travels anywhere in the world. If they want to go on a trip to Las Vegas, or if they want to go on the other side of the world and go to Australia, I can book them anywhere in the world. And I absolutely love what I do.
Anywhere in the world. Now that sounds romantic and frightening.
Doesn't it?
At the same time. Now, for me, it sounds frightening because I don't even venture out into my backyard many times. But to be able to, for all of you that are dreaming of going to that faraway place, this is the young lady to call. How long have you had this business?
Oh my goodness. So it has been 5.5 wonderful years, exciting years. Yes, I've been in this business for 5.5 years. I've been traveling most of my life, but my business started about 5.5 years ago.
That's awesome. 5.5 years. And I can just imagine that you have some wonderful stories that you could tell us about the different places that you've seen.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I've been, it's funny. A lot of people, believe it or not, have not been to Cuba, which is right literally below us. It's probably the closest country outside of the Bahamas to us, in Canada, of course. But just going to Cuba was an entirely different experience. A lot of people sleep on Cuba, but it's absolutely a beautiful, beautiful country, and the people are fantastic there. I've been to the Bahamas. I've been all over the Caribbean. I've been to Central America. I've been to Asia. I've been to Europe. I've been to Africa. I've just been all over the world, and it's just been an amazing experience. And being able to share that with other people and bring them with me or send them on those different vacations, places people have dreamed of going, and now having that opportunity to be able to do that has been probably one of the greatest things about what I do. We have a part of our business, a training that I did when I first started called the Dream Maker, and that speaks so much. It speaks volumes to what I do, because I do consider myself like a little magic fairy, that wherever you want to go, just close your eyes and I'll take you there. So it's been an exciting 5.5 years.
That's beautiful. She can make it happen. She's the fairy.
Yes.
And whatever beautiful destination you have in your mind, make sure that you get in touch with Miss Wynter, and she'll see to it that it will happen. Now, Nisha, what was the hardest part about getting started in your business?
So honestly, I think it was getting the business out there. For many people, entrepreneurship is in general, it's difficult because you've got to plan what you're going to do with your business. You got to write it down, and your goals, where you see yourself, right? How am I going to get my business out there, considering I've never had my own business before this. I've done sales my entire life, but this is on a whole different level because I'm writing my own paycheck. So sitting there planning on how I'm going to promote my business, not only to my friends and family, but to other people in the world. Like, how do I get that business out there? How do I let people that I don't know that I'm even in business, right? So it's about the planning portion of it, the getting up and running, because again, with just like any other business, when you first get started, it might take a little time and kind of drag its feet until you get it up and running. But once you do, what I found was the word of mouth, thank God. When you do right by people, they're going to go back, and especially if they have a great time, and start sharing it with others. So that in itself started helping me get my business some traction and up and running. But the most difficult part was just getting it off the ground in the very beginning, those first few months.
I can understand that, most definitely. Yeah. And tell us the name of your business.
Yes, my name is Nisha Wynter. So I took my last name and I kind of flipped it a little bit because it has more than one meaning, but it's Winter Sunset Travel. So Winter you could have just imagined.
Yes, Winter Sunset Travel. It sounds so romantic to me, Winter Sunset.
Right.
and I'm not a winter person. I love the summer, the autumn actually, but just the name Winter Sunset, it just makes it sound so exotic.
It does. And really that's funny because I specialize in exotic destinations. I'll send people to any place they want. If they were going to go to a major city, they can do that. But knowing that I can send people places they've always imagined, going to, is the most exciting part to me. And just to throw in there, I do vacay on layaway. That's what I call it. So even if it's that romantic vacation you've always dreamt about going to, for example, the Maldives. About 10 years ago, when I first started seeing those overwater bungalows in the blue Indian Ocean, all I kept saying is, one day I'm going to get there. That's on my bucket list. Mm-hmm. I never thought in a million years that I would be able to even afford to be able to go there. Like, it wasn't even in my radar at this point in my life. But last year I decided, I'm gonna go for it. And I made a post and I started advertising it. And I had several people that said, that's my dream vacation too. And I added in Dubai. So we did Dubai and we did the Maldives. Everyone had their overwater bungalow, their plunge pool. Every morning you got up and you saw the sunrise coming up. And the water, you open up your door and all you saw was water, because your the bungalow is in the middle of the ocean, in the water, right? So you're right there. You can see the fish, the beautiful greenish blue water. It looked like a swimming pool. It was just one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had. Never thought, even when I was there, I kept saying, let me pinch myself, because I can't believe this is real. I never thought that I'd be able to get there. And there are so many people out there, I've seen people post destinations and everyone's like, wow, I wish I could go there, but I can't afford it. Well, guess what? You can, even if you have to pay for it over a year, but it's doable, so I like to make that happen for people.
That's awesome. That's awesome and very encouraging. And I'm sure that people can take advantage of that, because with the budget crunches that we endure on a regular, we have to have something that we can look forward to. You can put a little bit toward, and
exactly
always, that have that in your mind, that I'm working towards that. That in itself is a motivator, to make you want to get to that point. You do more than just destination travel.
Yes. Oh yeah, I do cruises. I do, if someone wanted to go to Miami or Orlando and take their children to Disney right there down in Florida. I mean, even if they wanted to do something locally, like here in the New York area, and they wanted to go upstate New York, or, and to see the foliage, right? Some people like to see the fall and the leaves, and upstate New York during the fall is absolutely beautiful. People like to take their kids apple picking or pumpkin patches and stuff like that. So yeah, I have the capability of being able to just do that too. If they want to go up there, or if they want to, plan a family summer trip where it's a family reunion down in North Carolina, Tennessee. They've got some nice cabins in Tennessee, right in the mountains, that people love doing during the summer months. So yeah, anywhere in the world, whether it's land or sea, I can make it happen. I also do if people wanted to go to a concert, like for instance, Beyonce was just on the world tour. I was selling tickets to the Beyonce concert. If people wanted to go to Las Vegas, I could book them to Las Vegas to stay at a hotel, book their flight, book a limo to drop them from the airport to the hotel, and give them Usher tickets, right? To see Usher in concert, because that's one of the big things that's going on right now. Or if they, speaking of Usher, because he's going to be headlining at Super Bowl, I can make that happen too. They want Super Bowl tickets. I do tickets to events. I do all of it. Anything related to travel and fun, or concerts, or, you know, shows, excursions. They want to go to Jamaica and stay at an all-inclusive resort and then go jet skiing or horseback riding. I do the whole package.
That is absolutely amazing. I'm loving what I'm hearing, and I'm letting you know right now, I got some wheels turning. So, sister girl, I'm going to be giving you a call. I have some plans that I definitely need to get done, and I'm loving it. Now, let me ask you this. As you're going through in your business, do you have any regrets?
You know what's funny? I tell people this all the time. My only regret about this business is that I didn't start sooner.
Love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's the answer I was expecting to hear, but I love it.
My only regret is that I didn't start sooner. I think of all the times that, you know, I mean, when I was younger, my mental was, I'm not traveling to across nobody's ocean. You know, the Caribbean is good. So I'm going back and forth to Mexico. I'm going back and forth to Jamaica, back and forth to the Bahamas. I can't even remember how many times I've got my passport stamped to just those 3 destinations. And then adding in Dominican Republic. And it wasn't until I started this business that my mind opened up to, there's a whole world out there. And if you're going to be in a business where you're selling travel, you need to go explore, right? And show people where they can go. So believe it or not, you're not going to believe this one, but when I first started, I said, okay, Nisha, what could you do to launch and kick off this business that's going to have everybody's mouth wide open, like, what? Right? So I thought about it, and I saw it. And as I was thinking that, my wheels were turning, I got this email from an airline that actually went out of business. And the airline was called WOW Airlines, WOW. And they were based out of Iceland, right? And they had a flight round trip for $175 directly from New York to Iceland. And I looked at it and I said, well, you know what? They've done part of the Game of Thrones movie there, and I've seen the Blue Lagoon, and there's some other things. I heard about the waterfalls and all the beauty of Iceland, and I decided that was going to be my kickoff for my business. So 2 months after I started, I asked a few of my girlfriends, and 2 volunteered to go with me. And we went to Iceland for a few days, and we just went to every part. We had it mapped out, and we went to all the Instagrammable spots, and it was just mind-blowing how I felt like I was on another planet. I'd never seen anything like it. I mean, they had black sand beaches with, you know, things sticking out the water that looked like dinosaur pieces, and I mean, waterfalls everywhere, rainbows, like sheep that were on the side of a mountain that looked like if I was standing there, I'd have fell off. I'm like, how are these sheep standing there on heels, you know, on the side of a mountain, all plush and fat, you know, with their fur? It was just an amazing experience. And the food was so fresh. They had fish and chips, which is, you know, corny to us, you know, because we're here. You would think you would eat something else, but the fish was so fresh. I mean, we had such an amazing time and an amazing experience that when people started seeing the photos, their mouths did drop on the floor. People were like, wow. And then we topped it off with the Blue Lagoon. Now, for those that have never heard of it, they need to Google the Blue Lagoon in Iceland. It is this big, gigantic pool. And what it is that Iceland was made from a volcanic eruption millions of years ago. And it's funny because the what do you call those guys? They were, I guess, kind of like pirates or whatever you wanted to call them. They discovered it and they said, you know what? We need to keep people away from here. We don't want to fight over our territory. So what they did was they named it Iceland, and they named the other part, which had all ice and snow, they named it Greenland. So they owned Iceland and Greenland, but they figured if people thought Greenland was the beautiful one, they would go to Greenland and try to fight with them, but there was nobody there. And they kept Iceland as a secret because it was beautiful, it was green, it had the mountains, it had the rivers, the valleys, you know, all this beauty in this one place. And again, the Vikings, that's who they were. And it was just going there, it was mind-blowing. And then right after I came back from that, 2 months later, I decided to take another step even further. I got my followers excited and I started gaining more followers. So I said, you know what, guys, what if I was to go, which one do you think I should do? Should I do Paris? Should I do Barcelona, Spain? Should I do London? Or should I do Morocco? And people were picking places they thought I should go, but they had no idea that I was doing all 4 in one trip. So as I was hopping off planes and going from one place to the next, they were blown away. Here it is, I'm standing in front of the Eiffel Tower today, and 2 days later, I'm on the beach in Barcelona, and 3 days after that, I'm in Morocco, going through the Blue City and Fez, and I mean, it's just amazing, right? So, and then right after that, I hopped over to London and came home. So again, I would have never in a million years, like 10 years ago, if you told me then that I'd be doing this now, I'd be like, yeah, right. And then I took groups of people to Bali. We went to Bali, Indonesia, and the Philippines, and I've been to Sri Lanka. It's just been an amazing journey just all around the world. And we're still going around the world.
Absolutely. This is remarkable. I love it. And just imagine, for someone like me who has not really traveled much, the furthest I've been is I toured in Germany singing for a while, about 20 years ago. And but since then, you know, everything is close to home. But there is so much out there in this great big world that many people don't get a chance to see. I used to think that it was funny that you could live in New York and never go visit the Statue of Liberty and, you know, the Empire State Building, but there are wonders all over this world that really need to be explored. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the lady for you to contact, because there is a life out there for you to live. And for those of you that need a payment plan, get in touch with Nisha. She's going to help you to bring your dreams to fruition. I just know it. My daughter, I have a daughter who wants to go to the Amazon. She loves to see that, and my granddaughter wants to go to Yellowstone Park. You know, and now I know who they can get in touch with, who can work about getting this done. So tell us, Nisha, how do we get in touch with you?
Great question. So you can contact me. I'm going to give you my phone number. It is 646-270-0864. That's my phone number. You can also find me on Facebook. Winter Sunset Travel is actually my group on Facebook. Anyone can join. There you will see all the trips that I currently have open, or if you want to reach out to me privately, it's Nisha Wynter on Facebook. So it's part of my last name, which is W-Y-N-T, Nisha Wynter. And I have a beautiful flowing green dress from when I took a photo shoot in Dubai in the desert. So you can reach out to me there, and I will be able to help you. And for those of you that are solo travelers, because a lot of the times, you know, people get excited and they reach out to their friends and go, all right, y'all, who's coming with me on this trip, right? And people are like, yeah. And next thing you know, when it's time to start making those payments, you know, you hear crickets, right? And so those people end up canceling those trips and not going anywhere. And now their dreams of travel have been crushed because they're waiting on their friends. So I don't know if y'all have seen those little memes that say, you know, if you want to go on vacation and your friends don't want to go, then just leave them, right? Leave them behind, because I do a lot of group trips, and a lot of them are based on people who want to travel, but they don't have anyone to go with. So I do a lot of my own trips where you're invited to come along with me, and I do trips for other people if they want to do their own thing. But just to let you guys know, for 2024, and you want to write this down, in February for Super Bowl weekend, a lot of people are looking to go to Vegas, but guess what? We're going to be in Cancun, because Vegas in February is cold. A lot of people think Vegas is 100 degrees all year round, but in Vegas in February, it could go from 65 during the day to 35 at nighttime, and that's not fun, right? You don't want to pay, and then it's more expensive because Super Bowl is going to be there. So if you want to spend your time enjoying yourself and having a great trip and it's fun in the sun, we're going to be in Cancun, and that's February 8th to the 12th. In Vegas. We're having a Super Bowl weekend party. They will be showing the game. So reach out to me if you want to come with us on that trip. My next big trip after that is going to be, and you ready for this one? We are going to Asia. So it's going to be Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, and we're going to Thailand, which is Bangkok and Phuket. So we're going to visit 4 different destinations, and that's going to be in April. So that's over a period of 2 weeks. If you can't do all of it, you can still meet as part of the trip and continue on with us so we can get that set up for you. And that's going to be an amazing journey because I've never been. I like taking trips where I've never been to places and invite people to come with me so we can all enjoy it together. The next trip after that is going to be to Aruba, and that's going to be during Memorial Day weekend. A lot of people, if they don't know, they have the Soul Fest out there. I know sometimes Mary J. Blige is headlining and other artists, but you're welcome to join me on that. I'm booking people for Soul Fest, so I will be out there in Aruba, and that is Memorial Day weekend on the end of May. And then after that in June, we'll be celebrating my birthday, and whoever's a Gemini in Jamaica for a week in Jamaica. So there's a lot going on. And right after that, in July, for those of you who've always dreamed of going to Greece, because I know now people see that Santorini and those white buildings and the blue waters, we're going to be in Athens, Santorini, Mykonos. We're going to be visiting all the islands, the Greek islands, via the Virgin Voyages cruise, which is an adult-only cruise ship. With a resident DJ who's he plays a little old school music and hip hop and all that great stuff. It's going to be amazing and a fun trip. So get back to me. Those are a few, and then we've got some others coming up at later date, but you can look on my Winter Sunset Travel and see all the different destinations I have. But keep in mind, I can book you anywhere you want to go, again, in the world. So thank you, Cheryl Jones. I know I said a lot of mouthful right there. I didn't even breathe.
Listen, it is exciting and a great honor and a pleasure to have you on my show. I do appreciate it, and I hope all of you that are listening, I hope you can always just rewind it, because this is a recorded tape, and rewind it, and you can write it down. For those of you that have plans of other places, make sure you get in touch with her. She can be reached at Winter Sunset Travel. That's WYNTER Sunset, SUNSET Travel. She's on Facebook. You can join the group. I joined it today. Some fabulous pictures. And she is the lady to make it happen. She is definitely an entrepreneur extraordinaire. I appreciate you so much for being on the show, on my show today. It is an honor, and you really got me excited. I'm going to be passing this information on to others, people that I know who love to travel. And and I'm looking forward to hearing more wonderful things, and I'm praying that God will continue to let his grace and favor shine down on you, that you will have many, many more prosperous years. Congratulations on your business ventures. And
thank you, Cheryl.
Again, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me to join you on this podcast. I'm super excited, a little nervous at the same time, but thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. And just one last thing, people, don't let that PTO time go to waste, y'all. Use that time, use it, go somewhere. Don't take it off and stay home. Go somewhere. Travel the world. There's a whole big world out there. Get your passport. Let's go.
That's fantastic. All right, so what I'm going to do, we're going to end this, and I appreciate you taking the time. And for all of you that are listening, thank you so much for taking the time to hear this podcast. And would you be so kind as to leave a comment, hit that like button, and if you have not already done so, please subscribe and share it with everyone that you know. And I want you all to have a fabulous remainder to your day. And until we meet again, may the Lord God bless you real good. Boss Lady.
Amen.
There you go.